Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Anton, and welcome to today's video for Honkai Star Rail. Now, we have patch 1.2, version 1.2 coming out very soon. I believe it is coming out on the 19th, 18th, 19th, depending on your time zones, of course. But if you haven't started preparing for that patch, I highly recommend preparing for it. It's going to be a fairly big patch. We're getting, of course, new characters in the form of Blade and eventually Kafka and Luca. But we're also getting, more monsters, more enemies, more areas, more bosses, more more relics, more simulated universe stuff, a lot of new stuff. So a lot of people might be feeling a little overwhelmed from all of this because there is a lot of stuff, and you probably are maybe a little overwhelmed as to what you should be doing. So I'm here to try and tell you, hey, these are things that I personally am doing, and I believe you should be doing at the very least some of these things. First off, the current event we have right now in Honkai Star Rail is the double experience, double calyx event. I don't honestly remember the exact name of it, but to put it simply, very good event for people who are just farming stuff up. The crimson and gold calyxes basically are giving double drops for, I believe, 12 runs. So you can spend you can do 12 runs through a total of 12 runs through the calyxes per day and get double drops. So, double experience books, double credits, double trace materials. Really great for, people who are, just still working on getting up to that higher equilibrium level, because it's also giving double Trailblazer XP. People who are just, they're a little light on money because, they got to that next equilibrium level. They got like 4, even 8 characters to level 80, and now they have like 2 credits. But then you're seeing like, oh, well, I want Blade. You're going to need a lot of credits. You're going to need a lot of trace materials. You're going to need a lot of et cetera, et cetera. So you might want to go and, you probably should be going and farming that because it's very nice. Next up, another thing I'm doing. Well, I haven't done this yet because it's physically impossible to do this, but I will be doing this. And that is regarding the weekly resets. The resets happen every Monday. So that means on the week of patch 1.2, the reset will be happening on the 17th, 2 days before the patch comes out. Alongside the patch, we're going to be having a new boss. I believe the name is Fontalia, I want to say. Might be butchering the name. But you might want to consider not just using your Echoes of War right away. You might want to go through, depending on just how much you have to go through, you might want to go through and just maybe blitz through the story and get to the boss at least, so you can start farming that boss for its unique materials. Because Blade, Kafka, and Luca are all going to be using that boss's materials to ascend. And even if you're not going to get those 3 characters, this new boss is most likely going to be used for other upcoming characters. So maybe Fu, maybe Lynx, etc., etc. So me personally, what I'm going to do is I am going to roll for Kafka, so I'm going to be killing that boss a lot. Even after I get a decent amount of that boss's materials, I'm still going to farm that boss a decent amount because I believe that certain characters are going to use her materials, so I will want to have a nice surplus for when those new characters come out, so I can just level them up. Next up, though, Cavern of Corrosion. On top of that, Cavern of Corrosion is going to be getting a new enemy, I guess. Basically, more materials. Not much to talk about with that because you can't really pre-farm it. But you can consider pre-farming other characters and the other materials so you don't have to waste energy, pre-farming, like, say, the trace materials, or just farming the credits or farming the XP books to level up your Blade and get him up to a high level, up to speed with the rest of your team, so you can throw him into MOC or Simulator Universe. Next up, this is also what I'm going to be doing with the weekly reset, is immersifiers. you get like what, 4 immersifiers a week? I'm saving my immersifiers, so I'm gonna have 8 immersifiers on the week of the reset. And the reason for that is because with the patch, we're gonna get the new world, Simulated Universe World 7, and alongside that, we're gonna be getting 2 new simulated universe relics. And in my honest opinion, these are pretty good relic sets. We have the first one, Rutulent Arena. The second one is Broken Keel. I think especially Rutulent Arena is very good. It increases the wearer's crit rate. And then when their crit rate is equal to or greater than a certain percentage, their attack and skill damage increase. We do not know the exact numbers yet, so depending on how much crit rate the game wants, how much crit rate MiHoYo wants us to have, it might not be that good, but really just increased crit rate, super good. Gotta be just great with most damage dealers. Next up is the Broken Keel. It's okay. Increase effect res, which is, I mean, it seems solid for things that want to be putting like debuffs and stuff, so I'm not sure really, like maybe Silver Wolf, perhaps Kafka. Also, when their effect res is equal to or greater than a certain percentage, all allies crit damage increases. That, on the other hand, is pretty good. So, you know, a lot of the time, these like support characters, sub DPS characters, whatever you want to call them, they're not really meant to be doing the main chunk of DPS. So, you know, however, by letting them have an increased effect res, they can be buffing up your hyper carry, whatever it is, whether it's like a Jingyuin, a Zila, etc., etc. So, save your immersifiers. Of course, you can use your energy, your trailblazer power, but it's just nice to have those 8 immersifiers ready to go and just try and roll for a solid, good Simulated Universe relics. Speaking of relics, though, we also have 2 more relic sets. We have Messenger Traversing Hackerspace and Longevious Disciple. Longevious? I really should look up how to pronounce, but I've just been saying Longevious Disciple. Both really good relic sets, in my opinion. First off, we have Longevious Disciple, 2-piece, and both of their 2 pieces are really simple. Longevious Disciples, 2-piece just increases max HP, whatever. But the 4-piece says, when the wearer is hit or their HP is consumed by an ally, including by themselves, their crit rate increases for a certain number of turns. Again, similar to the Simulated Universe relics, we don't have the exact numbers, so 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn, don't know yet. I think this set is really good. Obviously, like, Blade's coming out, and, you know, it seems like it's intended to be for Blade, but you know who else we have right now who this probably works well with? Arlen. A lot of people have kind of forgotten about Arlen for good reason. Arlen's kind of a bad character. I'm sorry for all 5 Arlen mains out there. He is not that good of a character. But I do think some people will start to unironically run Arlen now with this set. He is a solid electric character. Electric DPS, if you don't have Jingyuin, is kind of lackluster in my honest opinion. You have like, what, Serval, and that's kind of it. So, you know, he is actually a pretty okay character on paper. His damage is a little lacking, but the fact that he does let you go skill point neutral, skill point positive is really nice. So I could see some people trying out Arlen as like a quote-unquote budget blade, electric blade, whatever you want to call it. The next one, Messenger Traversing in Hackerspace, 2-piece, very simple, just increases speed. 4-piece is what's getting me excited here. When the wearer uses their ult on any ally, including themselves, speed for all ally increases a certain number of turns. Again, don't really know how many turns, but hopefully it's a solid amount. Anyone who's played Asta, anyone who uses Asta a lot, can tell you just how nice speed for their team is. Like, if you've played Asta, you cast her ult a bit, you're getting some extra turns there. That's pretty good. The fact that the fact that it says the ultimate has to hit your allies, though, does kind of suck. So, you know, can't be really used for something, say, like Luocha, or I guess, I believe a Yukong. You know, I'm pretty sure Luocha and Yukong, their ultimates hit enemies, so it won't activate that with the way it's worded. But, you know, things like Tingyun, Natasha, Bronya, Asta, I believe, should all activate this relic set, which is pretty nice. Is there anything else I would like to say, though? That is pretty much it. One more thing really quick. Last but not least, definitely not least, we are getting a free Yukong in 1.2. So for all those who maybe wanted a Yukong, but didn't want to roll on Luocha banner for whatever reason, or maybe you did roll on Luocha banner, but you stopped because you didn't want to hit pity for Luo and you didn't want Luocha, or you just got unlucky and didn't find Yukong, you are going to get a free Yukong here. So my advice is, if you are going for, if you are excited for the Yukong, consider pre-farming her up. You can get like a lot of, XP books, you can get the ascension materials, trace materials, etc. So you can just get your Yukong buffed up, built, and ready to go in MOC or Simulator Universe or whatever you want to use her for. Personally, I'm not going to be doing that because I already have a Yukong and I'm already working towards building her. So it's just a quick thing to consider doing. And that is it. That is pretty much it, though. Pre-farm up materials, pre-farm up credits, get ready for new relics coming out. Consider getting ready to build a Yukong, the free Yukong. Can't really think of anything at the moment anything else you should be doing at the moment for preparation for patch 1.2. If I do think of something, though, I guess I'll probably tweet it out over on my Twitter. Maybe talk about it on stream. You can always go and hang out with me and, listen there. Always talk about stuff like this and other just random nonsense on my stream over on Twitch. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have been doing. Is there anything you've been doing that I haven't mentioned that you're doing to prepare for 1.2? Are you excited for 1.2? Like, are you going to roll for Blade? What about Kafka? Are you skipping Blade, saving for Kafka, vice versa? Maybe you're going to roll for both. Are you wailing for any? You want that E6 Blade? Personally, I'm skipping Blade, going for Kafka, both for the waifu factor, and I just like her kit. And if you guys want to watch me play some Honkai Star Rail, I already mentioned it, but I do play it pretty much every single day and stream pretty much every single day over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenatan. And if you guys want to keep up with the Honkai Star Rail, you can always go and consider subscribing to this channel as well. It always helps me out, and it always helps out the channel. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again for watching this video, and talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.